This is Dave Doggett, and you're listening to the Maritime Outdoorsman podcast, episode number 2. Hello there, and thanks for tuning in for this episode of the Maritime Outdoorsman podcast. In today's episode, which is number 2, we're going to be talking with Mike Sabean, who is heavily involved with the Lunenburg Rod Gun Club, as well as Firearms Safety Training courses here in Nova Scotia. Additionally, if you want to directly check out the show notes for this episode, they can be found at www.maritimeoutdoorsman.com/002 for episode 2. You can also find archives for previous episodes, and of course, upcoming episodes will be posted there as well. Before we get started, I want to do a little bit of a shout out to one of our main sponsors on the website network, as well as this podcast, and that is for Lakeele Country Store. And of course, they're located in Lakeele, which is in the Annapolis Valley of Nova Scotia. They have the largest selection of rifles, shotguns, handguns, and crossbows in Nova Scotia, and they're open 7 days a week. You can call them at 902-532-5362, and additionally, you can visit their website online at www.lakeelecountrystore.com. That's LEQUILLE countrystore.com. All right, so we're going to get started here, and I'm going to get Mike Sabean on the line, and we're going to hear what Mike has to say, and that's going to make up the bulk of this particular episode. So enjoy. I've got Mike Sabean on the line with me today, and Mike's been a member on NovaScotiaHunting.com for a while. And Mike, your username is A-Class, E-H Class, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Excellent. And I understand that you're quite involved in the Lunenburg Rod Gun Club. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I've been a member since about 1991, late 1991.
Mm-hmm.
I've been the secretary for the club. I've been the president for the club. I've been past president for the club, and I've been the handgun chairman now since 1992.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm pretty involved in the club. So.
Excellent. And how many members does the club have these days?
I believe we're pushing somewhere around 225 members.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Every year we lose some and then we gain some more back, but we sort of hold steady in around them numbers.
Okay. And so I guess let's tell everyone a little bit about the facilities and you know what like the main attractors are for the club itself.
Well, we're sort of off the roadways. We're out of everybody's,
Mm-hmm.
we're out of the general direction of everybody. So we're back in the woods a ways, which is a plus because we don't have neighbors too close to interfere with our shooting.
Mm-hmm.
The club has a 20-yard indoor range that we use for handgun and for small bore rifle 22s.
Okay.
We've also got a 100-yard baffled outdoor range.
Mm-hmm.
We have skeet, trap, and sporting clays. And for about 2 years now, we've started archery, so we've got an archery section that's going as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember actually I stumbled onto the club one day. I'm trying to think if I was by myself. I can't remember, but anyway, I went for a drive and was just exploring these roads and found, I don't remember the name of the road, but I ended up finding that the end of the road was the Lunenburg Rod Gun Club, and it is quite a ways back in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, we're on the Fish Peddler Road, which is about halfway across the Indian Pass Road. The Indian Pass Road runs between the Riverport Highway and First South. So, we're stuck in there a ways in the woods, which is good for us. So
yeah, exactly. Was it about 15-minute drive from Lunenburg?
You'd probably do it in less than 10 minutes.
Okay,
It's not that far. So
okay. And you've also been involved with the firearms safety courses that were put on through NSCC, and I understand that as of the time of this recording, that those are basically those days are numbered. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, so maybe just tell us a little bit about the courses that you have done, and then we can maybe talk a bit about what might be happening down the road.
Yeah, I've been teaching the courses since 1995 when they first came out.
Mm-hmm.
We started, our group of instructors started, I believe it was January 1995 when we did our instructors course, and we had, I think, 8 instructors at that particular time. We also, during that course, we were also training another 6 or 8 instructors that belonged to South Shore Wildlife Federation.
Right.
So we trained, it was more than one group. We've also started doing the hunter safety courses because they were tied in with the Canadian Firearms Safety course. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
most people that want to take the firearms courses, they want to do it so that they can hunt. So it was just a natural step to take on the hunter safety courses as well.
Okay.
We started teaching at community college. We teach our courses at the community college. Wildlife Federation was teaching theirs up in Upper Northfield. There was
Mm-hmm.
a couple other groups around, one in Queens County that taught at Hollow Log, and there's another group in Hubbard that teach as well. We all of our courses, originally everything was administered through Department of Natural Resources,
Mm-hmm.
but because it was a federal course, the province didn't want to handle it anymore, so they turned it over to community college. And it was a nice setup as far as I was concerned. We had a good classroom to teach from and all that, but community college decided there wasn't enough money in it for them.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that's
Mm-hmm.
the reason why they're dropping it. But
Yeah.
April the 1st, as of April the 1st, we're on our own. We don't know for sure who's going to be administering the course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping the same group of instructors will still be instructing.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the course structure is going to be like pay-wise and stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
if people are going to have to start paying more for the firearms course, or if we're going to keep the same price, or
Right.
what we get out of it. So all of our instructors, most of the instructors that I know of, like even between our club, Wildlife Federation, Hollow Log, and Liverpool, we're all volunteer instructors.
Mm-hmm.
All of the money that we raise from teaching the courses goes directly back to the club to help support our habits, so to speak.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
it's a great fundraiser for us. It's one of our biggest income makers. So
Well, it'd be good if that could carry on. And I don't know about other parts. Do you know how it takes place in other parts of the province, or?
well, all across the province, everything was done through the community college.
Okay.
That's the way they had it set up. And in order to instruct, from what I was told, you had to either be part of a wildlife organization, a
Mm-hmm.
gun club, ground search and rescue, or some sort of organization like that, in order to be in order to be on their list of instructors.
Okay.
Rumor has it that maybe the Wildlife Federation might be taking it on, who's the same group that does the hunter safety.
Okay.
The contact for hunter safety. So
Yeah.
if they take it over, we'll see how things work out. Hopefully everything works out the same as it is and nothing really changes other than students have to contact someone else to take the course.
Yeah, exactly. I know I myself am registered for, I'm just going to look it up here, on the second, I think it's the second and the third. I'm registered in that course, and I guess that'll be among the last ones at the community college. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should be teaching that course, so you'll be one of my students.
Excellent, excellent. I expect you'll be extra hard on me.
I'll try to be. I'll make sure that you get 100 when you leave.
So. I guess, just tell us a little bit about, how you became involved in shooting, and I assume that you became involved in hunting at an earlier age or whatnot. So maybe just tell us for a few minutes how you got involved in this addicting sport.
Well, like most people, originally I used to tag along with my father when he was hunting, and some of his friends, and I'm not going to say that they were the greatest role models because
Right.
some of the things that they did, when I look back at it now, I sort of shake my head. But
Yeah.
that's how I got interested. So
Sure.
once I was old enough, I believe I had when I was 14, I was able to carry my own firearm in the woods, and hunt small game. And I used to come home from school and grab the shotgun and go out in the woods across the house. It wasn't really a terribly successful hunter as far as
Right.
that goes. I bagged a few deer over my time, and a few rabbits and partridge and so on.
Right.
But I'm not the world's greatest hunter by any means. What I really was interested in was shooting, and that's when I started work at one of the garages where I worked at one time, and one of my friends introduced me to the Lunenburg Rod Gun Club. So
Okay.
he took me down. We were shooting handguns and sort of enjoying it, and they had a turkey shoot down there one night where you're just basically shooting at a bingo target, just a piece of graph paper, and then they put an overlay over it, and
Mm-hmm.
you could go for high score, low score. And I came away that night with a turkey, 2 chickens, and a duck, and sort of gets addicted, right?
Yeah.
I didn't own any handguns at the time. I owned a few hunting rifles and stuff like that. And later on, another friend was a member, and I bought my first handgun, and it sort of progressed from there. And I bought quite a few handguns over the years, sold most of them, kept a few of them, and got right into the target shooting. And then would have been in 1996, someone introduced me to IPSC, which is the International Practical Shooting Confederation. Tried that, and I'm still sticking with that. I do a lot of competition shooting with that. I had my young fellow shooting with me from when he turned 12 until he was about 15, when he gave it up because he found other interests.
Yeah.
I do multi-gun, which is a spin-off of the IPSC. It's where we're using like an AR-15 style rifle and a full high-capacity shotgun, and a handgun, shooting 3 guns and each stage, and get into that. Through the years, because of the gun club and some of our presidents and stuff that we had, that we started sporting clays, and our one president, Morris, now, he died while he was in office, and we started a sporting clay event in his memory, and every year I used to go down and shoot that. I never really had much for shotguns and really wasn't interested in shotguns that much, but it sort of got me hooked. So I spend quite a bit of time shooting shotgun now too. All the sports, skeet, trap, and sporting clays.
Okay.
Sporting clays, I seem to do better at trap than I do anything else, but my favorite is sporting clays, and we do a lot of that. One of the spin-offs that we have that came out through all this is the Nova Shoot series, which is sponsored big time by Lakeel Country Store. They put a lot of money and time into this, and Browning is another major supporter for it. And it's a series of 4 sporting clay events. They're all 75 rounds each, and they have some big prizes. And we shoot in Lunenburg's the first match of the year. The next match is in Kentville, and then we shoot in Yarmouth, and then we shoot in Weymouth.
Awesome.
And the prizes, there's a door prize that's awarded that could go to anybody. It's somebody that shot one match or somebody that shot all the matches. And last year it was a Browning over and under shotgun valued at over $5,500.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and this year they've got the same thing. It's not as expensive a gun, but it's going to be a $3,000 shotgun that can go to anybody that shoots at least one match. It's just They draw a ticket, and whoever's name's on that ticket's the one that gets it.
What's an entry fee for an event?
I believe they're $35. It's $25 or $35 for each event. But it's a 75-round course. A lot of them will serve a meal, or there's meals available there and stuff like that.
Okay.
They give out a lot of prizes during the matches. They'll give out anywhere from first place back to third place, or as far as 5 positions back, depending on how many people show up.
Wow.
When I first started shooting it, the norm was probably around 60 people to a match. And last year, we had 101 at our match in Lunenburg. There was 108, I believe, in Kentville, and in Weymouth they had, I think it was around 125.
Wow.
Even Yarmouth, which is, they don't get the crowds as much as what they do in the other places, was still up in, I believe, the high 80s. So it's a lot of people coming, and they're coming from all over the place. They're coming from Yarmouth. Some of the other guys that's on the website, Lloyd Ralph, Rembolt, and Kevin, they've attended quite a few of them. So we've got people. There's a lot of people coming in from the Halifax area, and some from out around Stewiacke. So
awesome.
It's a very well attended event.
Is there a max capacity for an event like that?
Well, you're the only. You mean as far as people?
Yeah, like if there were 200 people showed up, would everybody still be able to
If
participate?
if there's 200 people, it's up to the people that's putting it on, whether it's our club or
Mm-hmm.
Weymouth or Yarmouth or Kentville, to figure out a way to get all these people through
Right.
without people getting discouraged.
Mm.
And some of the clubs are excellent at it. Last year in Weymouth, the way they set theirs up, they do what they call a shotgun shot start, same as what they do in golf.
Mm-hmm.
And they had 15 stations, I believe it was, or 10 stations, or I forget how many stations it was, but they put 5 people on each station to
Oh yeah.
start. And then when everybody's done, then they bring your next crew in. So they basically had 2 rotations is all it was.
Okay.
And for the 125 people, I believe we were done shooting by 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
So
It started at 10.
yeah, wow. So, even if even if there was 200 people, that particular club would probably be able to handle it no problem.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, most of the clubs are set up in a way that you know we can handle the big crowds. Some people, depending on what time you get there, they might have to sit around for a while, but most people don't mind it because there's a lot of people there that they
Mm-hmm.
can talk to, and old friends that they haven't seen in a while. They can reminisce and so on.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you know,
Yeah, it's interesting because I know at least a couple people that I know, friends of mine, and I'm not, as of right now, I'm not a hunter, so to speak, or even a shooter. I have skied a few times, but I hope to get more involved in it, kind of thing. But it seems like there's a growing interest in the shooting end of it. Probably even more so than actual hunting itself.
Yeah, well, it is. If you're going to go to a range, if you were coming down to the club, say on a Saturday morning to practice shotgun, for example, you can be guaranteed that if you shoot one round of skeet, you're going to get 25 shots off.
Yeah.
If and it's unlimited to how much you can do. I've been down there already, and I've shot between skeet and trap and sporting clays. I've gone through 150, at least 150 rounds of shotgun shells, right? So that's 6
Yeah.
rounds. So you have the opportunity to shoot, and if you enjoy shooting and you want to get to know your firearm and learn to be a better shooter, it's a great way to do it because it's a reactive target. When you hit it, and with sporting clays gives you a good opportunity to try all different types of skills. Like we have targets that we throw that simulate rabbits. They're
Mm-hmm.
going on edge on the ground. We have small targets that they call hummingbirds, and they sort of simulate a teal duck, right?
Okay.
Small duck that's going really fast. Then we've got our bigger targets. We've got medium-sized targets, and they've got bateaus that go up in the air and on edge, and then turn and drop. And
Yeah.
you may have to lead one of these targets. You may have to be 5 feet in front of it and 5 feet below it in order to hit it. So
Okay.
you really have to teach yourself lead. And if you're a shotgun shooter, whether it's migratory birds or upland game or rabbits, it's a great way to learn how to shoot, and it certainly helps your game, that's for sure. So
Awesome. Yeah, no, I hope to get out, get out to at least your club at some point
yeah,
this year and shoot some stuff.
yeah. I've had a few other members out, and people say, well, I don't have a shotgun, and
Hmm.
the offer always stands. Anybody that wants to approach me, I have all kinds of shotguns, and shotguns aren't an issue. I can set a person up with something that if they want to try it, a good quality gun that I know where it hits and it's capable of doing the job, and then the rest is up to you.
Awesome.
And instruction isn't a big deal because most of the people that are down there are going to give you a hand, tell you where you're shooting or what you need to do, or maybe change your stance or whatever.
Yeah.
We get some great instructors down there that like to help people, explain to them how to actually shoot their firearm and get the most out of it.
Nice. Yeah, I've got a couple other friends local to me that have offered to take me to the range and the club, and I'm gonna try and hopefully I'll get out there and maybe even get out to one of these Nova Shoot events.
Yeah. Another great event that we have, it's actually the one that sort of starts off the shotgun season. We have a fun shoot, and it's always in April. And I believe this one, if I can see a calendar here, I believe it's April. It's either the 6th or the 7th.
Okay.
I'm not sure, Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's what we call our fun shoot.
Okay.
And it's an introductory shoot, and it's 25 skeet, 25 trap, and 25 sporting clays. So you get to try the 3 shotgun sports, right?
Okay.
And it's geared up more towards a beginner. We got enough stuff in there that's complicated or it's technical enough that the good shooters don't lose interest.
Right.
But there's enough easier stuff in there that it keeps the novice interested as well.
Yeah.
You don't want somebody going that doesn't hit anything.
No, exactly.
You don't want a whole bunch of people getting 25 either. So
no.
It gives you the opportunity to get to learn it under sort of a low pressure situation, and that's been received really well because it's in April, so it's before shotgun season's in full swing, and all of your hunting seasons pretty well, except for the exception of coyote, is sort of come to an end. So people are sitting home wondering what they're going to do. The only downside to it, it's about the same time fishing season starts too. So,
that's true.
A lot of times the water's a little bit too high for fishing, and
sure.
And some people just like to get that shotgun out for another weekend. So
yeah, that sounds like it might be a good way for me to get my feet wet in it.
It is. It's a great way to start. It's not quite as personal as coming out to the club on a Saturday morning, where you can go out, have 5 people in your squad and someone be able to explain stuff to you a little bit easier, a little bit clearer. But,
sure.
It's still a great way to do it. We send the scorer or the trapper that goes around with you is there. You can explain things to you and tell you how to, how far you got to lead something or, and so on. So
awesome. Now, does the Rod and Gun Club have a website with these events listed?
Yeah, our website address is www.rodandgunclub.ca. Everything is lowercase letters and everything is spelled out.
Nice domain name there as well. So what I'll do is in the show notes for this episode, I'll be sure to include that, and people can find out more about the events that way in the club. And if it's okay with you, Mike, I'll put a link to your profile on NovaScotiaHunting.com, and people can contact you that way.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Perfect.
One other thing that I should probably mention, so people don't get upset with me.
Sure.
Archery, the archery division, I believe, is holding the provincials this year.
Okay.
I believe it's the provincials. So we have a very big match coming up for archery this year as well. So.
Okay. Is that in the summer or?
It's in the summer. I'm not sure the exact date of it. It's either spring or summer.
Sure.
I shouldn't say summer.
Sure.
That's listed on the website as well.
Okay.
All the sections are there, whether it's handgun, rifle, shotgun, or archery. All the sections are there, and we try and keep an up-to-date schedule of what's going on. So
awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Mike, for taking the time to chat with me, and I'm sure everybody who's listening will find that quite interesting, and maybe the club will get some new members, and those events will get a better turnout. Yeah,
it's been great talking to you, and I hope people get they like the broadcast and strikes up some interest in some people. It's always nice to have new members. It's always nice to have people come out, and it's nice to meet people from from the hunting website that put a face to a name, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. What's just one last question? What's membership in a club like the Lunenburg Rod and Gun Club?
Our membership is $80 a year. We have family memberships as well, and the family membership is based on like one regular membership, one senior membership, I should say, and then from then on it's like 50% of the other memberships. So if it was a junior membership is $40. So if it was an adult and a junior, then you'd be looking $100 for the two of them.
Okay.
So we have different ratings or different price ranges depending on your situation. That's all listed on the club on the club website as well.
Awesome.
So if anybody's interested, it's all on there. There are some shooting fees that are associated with it as well. On the indoor range, whether we're shooting handgun or .22 rifle or archery, as far as that goes, we charge $3 a night, which basically goes to feed our generator. We don't have power because we're so far back in the woods. which is a disadvantage to us.
Sure.
So sometimes it's an advantage, sometimes it's a disadvantage. So
Yeah.
we've got a diesel generator to generate power, and diesel fuel isn't cheap this time of year or any time of year. So we charge for that. And then when we're doing the shotgun sports, obviously shotgun stuff's all going to be outside. We charge for a round of skeet or trap. Actually, sporting clays doesn't really matter. It's $4 a round for skeet, trap, and sporting clays.
Mm-hmm.
We charge a $1 generator fee to go along with it, because we just run a small generator on the outdoor range for that. So, so basically it's $4 a round for the skeet, trap, and sporting clays, which it covers your 25 targets. So
well, that sounds quite reasonable to me, and I don't know that much about it.
It's pretty much norm for what all clubs are charging. Some clubs charge you more than that for a round of shotgun sports, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Incidentally, our outdoor range, there's no fees associated with that, because most people bring their own targets and so on. So as long as they clean up after themselves
Sure.
and they bring their stuff, we're happy. So
Sure.
that's just there for anybody to enjoy. So
awesome. Well, that sounds really good, and like I say, hopefully we can draw some extra attention to the club and the sport. And thanks again for taking the time to talk to me today, Mike. And we'll see you. I guess I'll see you when I take that course.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you at the range too.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good, Mike.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks again to Mike Sabean for taking the time to speak with me and be interviewed for this podcast episode. To review the show notes on this episode, again, you can visit maritimeoutdoorsman.com/002, or just go to maritimeoutdoorsman.com and you'll find a link for episode number 2 there. Thanks again for tuning in, and look forward to bringing you the next episode. Have a great day.